I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 30 years ago. My doctor told me to prepare for dialysis. But I decided instead to stand up for myself. After just 4.5 months, I don't have kidney disease anymore. Today, I'm on my way to stop taking insulin completely. This is what I started to eat. This is my story. Catherine here. I've been working with kidney disease patients for more than a decade now. What I want to share with you today is a hugely inspiring success story. This man reversed kidney disease completely. He went from risking dialysis to normal creatinine levels.
Wait. What?
This is no work of fiction. This is a recent case study published on the BMJ, one of the most authoritative publications in the world. So, what we are going to see today is 100% proven to be true. Alright? You don't get to publish on the BMJ without being reviewed by eminent researchers and nephrologists. Let's take a look at it, shall we? A 69-year-old man with type 2 diabetes, hypertension and stage 3 chronic kidney disease. So he had diabetes, hypertension, and he was in stage 3. His doctor was already making plans to start him on dialysis. But what did this patient do instead? Presented to an office visit, interested in changing his diet to improve his medical conditions. Okay, but let's take a look at this. Without calorie or portion restriction or mandated exercise. Okay, so no exercising, no caloric restriction for someone with diabetes who is obese. And spoiler alert, he is also still drinking alcohol. He never stopped that. I wonder how this turned out for him. His estimated glomerular filtration rate, or eGFR, increased from 45 to 74 after 4.5 months from starting the intervention. His creatinine was in the normal range for the first time in at least 8 years. So this man was able to get his creatinine levels back to normal without caloric restrictions, without giving up on alcohol. Incredible! And that happened after this nephrologist told him to get ready to start dialysis. But today, his kidney function is high enough that he could basically be considered perfectly healthy. Because having a GFR of 74 means having no symptoms at all. It means living a normal life again. So this 69-year-old man went from preparing for dialysis to healthy kidneys. But how is that even possible? Okay guys, so the story this video is all about is not just to inspire you and to give you hope. You see, there is a lot to learn from this case report published in the BMJ, a peer-reviewed, extremely authoritative health journal. A lot! We are talking about a man that was able to overcome not just kidney disease in less than 5 months here. He was also able to reduce his dependence on insulin in just 4 days. He was also able to get rid of a huge amount of medications and to take the minimum dosages for those that were left. We're talking about 5 pills per day here from 12 medications that he was taking before the intervention. Now, obviously, this came with a huge improvement in his metabolic parameters. His creatinine and proteinuria levels went back to normal. He lost more than 32 kilos or 70 pounds. Okay, I bet you want to know what he did to achieve this miraculous healing. Was it a priest? A shaman? Did he start a keto diet? Or a paleo? Did he start to take stem cells every day? Or maybe it was some innovative drug that us mere mortals will only see in 20 years? Nope, it was nothing like that. It was just a very simple renal diet that this man has been following strictly after being instructed about it. Okay guys, now time to see exactly how this patient was able to overcome diabetes and to get out of kidney disease. By the way, the case report is also linked in the description if you want to take a look at it. And while you are at it, consider also sharing this video with a friend that's maybe in need for some motivation. Now a question for you guys, especially but not just for those with diabetes. Have you ever been told by doctors or experts to avoid starchy veggies or high potassium fruits? What was their reasoning behind this? I'm asking you this because, well, the very first thing that this man had to do to overcome kidney disease was overcoming misinformation. Here's what the man that went from preparing for dialysis to normal creatinine levels says about this experience. At the outset, it seemed like this was going to be a difficult and restrictive way to eat. What I quickly discovered was that I could begin eating foods that I'd been depriving myself of for years because I thought they were unhealthy. Someone told him that fruit and veggies were bad for him. Incredible. But strangely enough, his health was rapidly deteriorating when he was avoiding fresh, ripe fruits. How come? Isn't the keto diet the only way to stop diabetes? Let's see what happened when this man started to eat fruit again. By enjoying fresh, ripe fruits, for example, I was suddenly encouraged rather than discouraged. I began feeling different almost immediately, and we had to decrease my insulin after 1 day. After 1 day of eating fresh, ripe fruits, he had to decrease his insulin. 1 day. And by the way, I know that this is a single case, alright? But there is solid proof in medical literature that for someone with diabetic kidney disease, the best thing to do is to eat fruit regularly. This is not up for debate anymore today. Anyone that tells you to stop eating fruit in order to improve with diabetes is a quack.
You can either eat these with the cute little fork they give you, or you can eat them like a true carnivore. Meat, salt, pepper. That's it.
On the other hand, I recently made a video about the best high-carb foods for people with diabetes. It's up here and also down in the description if you missed it. But wait, there is more about what happened to this man when he stopped avoiding fresh fruit. I'm reading from this case study. It seemed like almost overnight I had more energy than I'd had in years. Weight that I had been trying to lose for a decade began dropping off. As the weight came off, I felt lighter and more able to move my body again. I began walking daily and am now up to 6 miles per day. This lifestyle change has been the greatest gift I've ever received. I am off most of my medications. I've lost 70 pounds and I regained control over my health. He lost 70 pounds without controlling portions nor caloric intake. I feel empowered by this lifestyle change and I finally feel like I'm in charge of my health, not just an unlucky victim shuffling from one specialist to the next. My only regret was that I didn't know about this sooner. Okay, what more there is to say about that? Okay, I bet you want to know exactly what he was eating in order to lose 70 pounds, beat diabetes, and get out of kidney disease. Let's take a look at the exact diet this man is following. A strict whole food, plant-based diet, excluding meat, dairy, added fats, and processed foods, all cooked and prepared without oil, and at least 2 fresh clementines as snacks. It was not a keto diet then. It was a diet with at least 2 clementines as snacks every day. I bet all those keto experts on the internet must be very pissed right now. Yeah, I can totally picture them wolfing down their hamburger patties in anger, ripping apart the flesh from their undercooked meals, and finally knowing that no, it's not healthy to eat like an animal. But wait, there is more about the diet. Actually, the whole dietary plan was published. Yeah, I told you a lot to learn from this study. First thing I want to focus on is the breakfast this man is eating to beat kidney disease, because it's going to feature a couple of superfoods with miraculous properties. Let's see. An example day on this plan included breakfast of oatmeal with fruit and flaxseed. Oh, this is awesome! No, these foods are not there by chance. Now guys, if you follow me here regularly, you probably already know why. In order to beat diabetic kidney disease, this man is eating oatmeal with fruit and flaxseed every morning. Dietary staple number 1. Oatmeal is one of the healthiest breakfast staples out there. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a type of dietary fiber with powerful detoxing properties. A daily dose of at least 3 grams of beta-glucan may reduce LDL cholesterol levels by 5 to 10%, and oatmeal is also great for those with diabetes. Now, a word of advice from me. Many instant oatmeal packets contain phosphorus additives, and that's bad. While natural phosphorus from plant-based foods is not a problem, you should never eat anything with phosphorus additives. So if you are buying instant oatmeal, double check the label. If you see phosphates in the ingredient, avoid that product. Quaker Oatmeal and Quick Oats brand both have added phosphorus, for example. A better option could be rolled oats instead of instant oatmeal. Rolled oats are lightly processed and don't contain added phosphorus. Dietary staple number 2. Now the next food in this super healthy breakfast is flaxseed. This super healthy seed is great, and not just to make sure you are also getting some fats in order to slow down carb absorption. The reason why flaxseed was encouraged in this extremely effective dietary plan while the consumption of other seeds was limited is the incredible anti-inflammatory effect this superfood has. Flaxseed alone was used as a treatment for lupus nephritis, a type of autoimmune kidney disease, alone as a treatment, and it worked, as we can see here. More recently, flaxseed was also used to lower hemoglobin A1C significantly in diabetes patients, as we can see here. So yeah, this is a food with miraculous properties. Just keep in mind that if you want to add flaxseed to your diet, which you totally should by the way, you should blend or grind it, alright? Otherwise, you are not going to digest it and to get the benefits. And obviously, he is also getting plenty of fruit, which is key to improve. And what about lunch and dinner? He is also getting a lunch of beans and kale, greens and beans, cooked in vegetable stock, and a dinner of whole wheat spaghetti and steamed veggies, all cooked and prepared without oil, and at least 2 fresh clementines as snacks. So now you may ask, is this seriously all you need to improve? There are many reports in medical literature of kidney disease patients who started to improve when they replaced meat and junk food with fruit and veggies. And also this patient is following a strict diet, alright? He was given a list of foods to eat and of foods to avoid, because anyone needs to seriously limit protein, phosphorus and sodium consumption in order to improve with CKD. There is no improving without limiting these 3 things, alright? So So how did this man reverse diabetic kidney disease without portion control? Let's take a look at the diet plan he was given by the medical team that made this possible. Let's see what foods he was encouraged to eat and what to avoid. Now this table is from the study we were looking at today, and the link is in the description if you want to print the table. It's the easiest dietary program you will see in your life. What we have here is a list of foods that are allowed and that should be eaten regularly. Non-starchy and starchy vegetables, potatoes included, whole grains, fruit, spices, flaxseed, and chia seeds. That's about it, alright? Okay, what you may ask looking at this list is, won't eating potatoes basically every day raise his potassium levels? Well, yes, actually it did, a little bit. I mean, he's probably getting a ton more potassium from the diet right now than he was before the intervention. So what did they do to solve this issue? They had to cut the potatoes, right? Is that the solution? No, they never asked him to cut on high potassium fruit and veggies. Instead, they cut his losartan in half. And that solved the issue. Losartan, a blood pressure medication, was the cause of the hyperkalemia, and that's an extremely common problem with kidney patients that is not solved by cutting on high potassium foods. And the lesson here is that if your serum potassium level is higher than 5.2, you should talk to your nephrologist and see what they can do with your ACE inhibitors or your angiotensin receptor blockers, because that's what causes hyperkalemia. I've talked more in depth about this topic in my video up here and also down in the description. So guys, the big lesson here is that you can reverse kidney disease, and a lot of importance in this paper was given to the effort this man was able to put in order to improve. He trusted the process. He trusted his new doctors. He switched diet completely, basically overnight. So maybe the biggest lesson to learn here is hope. Guys, never give up on your health. If this man was able to get out of kidney disease and stop taking 2/3 of his medications at 69 years old and after being fooled by countless specialists, you can improve too. Don't give up. Always put your health in first place. Always keep learning like you are doing right now. Okay? And if you want to see more inspiring success stories like this one, my video up here and also down in the description is for you. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye.